Today I'm going to try something a little different than I've done in the past. I've seen a few videos where people have done their top 10 decks, and it looked like maybe a lot of people have done this a couple years ago, like maybe it was a tag, but I found it very interesting to see what decks people had and even get some ideas for decks that I might be interested in. So I thought I'd go ahead and do that in today's video, make a little bit longer video, because I know some people prefer that over the short, like one card pulls. I'd like to always do that because it's kind of why I started the channel, but I figure it's worth experimenting with some of these other longer form videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a top 10 indie oracle deck video, and then I plan on hopefully doing a top 10 indie tarot, and then probably a top 10 mass market, but not all in the same video. So because I have an insane amount of decks, so I guess it's really top 30. So this will be the top 10 for today. These are going to be indie oracle decks, and so let's go ahead and get started. These are in no particular order, and as always I'm kind of flying off the cuff, so I think what I'm going to do, rather than necessarily doing a reading or doing a reading for each of them, is to go ahead and show you the deck, pull out the cards, maybe not a full flip through, but yeah. So let's go ahead and start with the Everybody Oracle, or Everybody's Oracle. So that's this. Sarah Kathleen has a number of other decks, like the Creatures Tarot and the Creatures Black and White Tarot, and I believe the Everybody's Tarot. Sorry, Creatures Oracle is another one. Okay, so this is the box. And it comes with a small guidebook. And I'm a big fan of guidebooks, so I like to show those off. So it's full color and with information on the right. So let me go ahead and pull the cards out. So here's what the back of the deck looks like. And let's go ahead and just flip through some of these. I'm sorry if there's other like background noise. I have a very small little space, so I'm still kind of figuring out how to do this in the best way that I'd like. So we have the black cat. Speaking of which, you might have just heard my cat outside the door. Simplicity. Success. The potato. See, I like this deck. It's very whimsical, and her guidebooks are very just thoughtful things to say. The river. So that little guy, similar to some of the creatures in her Creatures Oracle and Creatures Tarot. Choices. Community. And escape. I like those two guys. Safety. The dinosaur. I also love how her she just has really interesting different types of images and focus of her cards, like safety, right? And then the dinosaur. There's just a sort of fun combination. The owl, love, the path. I'm gonna go ahead and, ooh, curiosity. That one's cute. I think those might be little mushrooms. So, so that's that everybody's oracle. I haven't shown you all the cards, but I have 10 decks to go through, and I want to make sure that there's time to get through them all. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one away. So that was number 1. Number 2 is sort of a cheat because, wow, this is one of my favorite decks. I actually love all of her decks. So, and even though she doesn't have guidebooks, she has kind of some keywords. I still love her stuff. So this is Nakisha's Rabbit Oracle. And I'll have links in the description to everything. She has an Etsy shop where she has a number of oracles and tarot and just some amazing paintings and all kinds of things. So let me show you this deck. I can't get comfortable. Okay, so here's the back of the cards. And then just put that off to the side. And we'll pull some different, oh, see there's keywords right there. Canyon. Deception. And so in her cards, as well as a lot of her paintings, they're rabbits, and they're just so alive in terms of like the way she's created them. There's reason. This is luck. Like there's so much going on in each picture. Wisdom. She also makes tarot size, which these are playing card deck size and mini size. So her decks are actually really affordable. You can always get the mini. You know, if you're don't have a lot of money to spend, but you want one of her decks. This is play. There's work, and here's play. Wild. This is a neat one. So this is chaos. And as you can see there, see if I can get it to focus. They're doing a puzzle, right? And a piece is fallen on the ground. So what I mean, it's just a very lively, every picture is just so alive to me. Dream. Night. Stone. Gravity. This one reminds me of Lord of the Rings. Gold. You can see that little rabbit is Bilbo. And I'm going to go ahead and stop with this next card, Home. This is, of course, not her entire deck. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to show everything. I would say with, the only downside to me with her decks is not having sort of like a sort of richness of our images, I think, definitely makes up for that. And having a keyword already on the card also helps. So that is Nakisha's Rapid Oracle. I'll go ahead and put that away. The next one I'm pulling out is called the Animal Magic Oracle Cards. And I think most of the texts I'm showing you, the artists and creators actually sell them on Etsy. A couple of them sell them through their own website. And sorry, I'm moving on a wood floor if it makes weird sounds. Alright. So here's the back of the cards. And hers does come with a guidebook. And while not in color, it is, she does have rich descriptions. So, for instance, I just pulled a random page open. It's got the image as well as a description and keywords and sort of a mantra. So let's see what we have. So we have sea turtle. And so they're all animals, obviously it's animals. Magic. This is hawk. I like taking this deck on a hike and pulling a card while I'm on the trail. Hummingbird. Here's salmon. That was that page I had opened up. This is otter. Bear. I think of all my animal decks, and I have a decent amount of like nature-y animal decks. This is probably my favorite. It's at least the one I know I use the most. That's like truly animal focused. At least in terms of oracles. Octopus. Possum. And you can see too, it's a combination of, animals on land, animals in the sea, insects. I know there's a butterfly card in here somewhere else. You would have firefly. And I'm going to end on this because I love wolves and wild dogs. And a fox. So this is the Animal Magic Oracle cards. And so I'll go ahead and put these away and go on to the next deck. So the next one that I really like is a deck for wonder walking. she had it out a couple years ago, I think, and then she had a Kickstarter. I think it was 2023, and that's when I got the deck, was back in that Kickstarter. So this deck is really interesting to me, and I find it very helpful, used alongside her guidebook. Because again, I'm not a very, I don't know if I'm a very intuitive reader without a guidebook. So there are the cards themselves. This is the back. Here's an example of one of them. At the bottom it says fog, and she has different watercolors, and some of the images sort of look more like the terms. Like this one, follow the rabbit. You know, you can see the rabbits. And then in addition to the cards, the deck comes with a little field guide. So this is actually in the box. And there's, for each card, like a small description. So like that fog one, it says fog is a feeling, an atmosphere, a dream. How does it make you feel in it? So each one has, or most of them have like a question. And she has more information on like how to use the deck in this. So this is great, but as a guidebook person, or if you're a guidebook person, it's an explorer's journal of wonder walking that is the companion to the deck. Check out this. It's amazing. I'm sorry that my camera's like that. Even the production, like even if you just love books, it's just kind of amazing. And so each, let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. Each card has information about the card, things you can do on what she calls a wonder walk, as well as different other like creative things that you can do. How did we set up this camera? Okay. This is what I get for being someone who does not plan ahead of time. Alright. So anyway, without going into too much, the Explorer's Journal goes way more into depth. So one of the things, kind of like the animal spirit, what I like to do is before I go out like on a hike, is I will pick a card. So like here's one, pretend. And I'll just pull through these cards as I'm talking. This one's hidden. I'll take a card. Sometimes I'll even take a picture of it since I'll usually have my phone on the hike. Here's the woods. And then I'll read and take a picture of the pages about that card in the journal and try to meditate on that as I'm outside in the woods or wherever I am in nature. First love. The only downside to me with these cards is that the keywords, because they're white on very light color backgrounds, it's kind of hard to see them. It's actually kind of easier to see them on here than it is in person. Naivete. But her art's beautiful, and I love this idea and the execution. So anyway, synesthesia. Edges. Let's see. I keep hitting it. Let me do one more. Here's Dawn. It's pretty. Dawn. So that is the deck. A deck for wonder walking. And so I would definitely recommend recommend this. I'd also recommend, even if you maybe only want the deck, or maybe only want the Explorer's Journal. The Explorer's Journal really is a beautiful work of art in its own right. So that is that. Let me put the cards away, get to the next deck. Number 5. You are going to recognize this if you watch my channel on the regular, which is the Star Seeker Oracle. So here's the box. I need to zoom back out again. Just a little bit. She also has the Star Seeker Tarot, and she's coming out with 2 decks on Kickstarter coming up. One that's kind of a companion, I believe, to this oracle, and then a tarot deck that's more focused on sort of shadow self. I think I might even call it Star Seeker Shadow Deck. I need to double check. Anyway, Star Seeker Oracle. Let's go. Back of the card. And let's just go through some of these. She has a guidebook that, while small, is packed. So each entry very accessible, but also very dense in a good way. Like, you can get a lot out of just picking a single card. At least I feel like I can. So we have, what do we have here? We have intuition. I originally wasn't sure if I wanted the deck, because like the artwork isn't traditionally like what speaks to me, but I was so glad I did. And after getting it, it really spoke to me a lot. And I kind of fell in love with it. So that was transformation, the future, fury, rest, and I'll just pull one more. Let's see. I keep getting cards I've actually pulled before, so I want to pull something that I don't have seen. The Student was a good one. So that is the Star Seeker Oracle. So it's another one of my favorites, and or like my top 10. I think again, since it takes a long time to go through these, I'm actually probably with the next ones just gonna pull like a set amount of cards, like 5 cards. Just so you can get a sense of the deck. Kind of like one heart pulls, but just sort of rapid fire. Or maybe I'll pull 10 cards since it's top 10. But I might go faster. Okay. So the next one is Cosma Visions. Do it this way. Cosma Visions comes with a booklet in the box. They also have a separate companion book with a little more detail and beautiful larger pictures of the cards, and it has both the Prisma Visions Tarot as well as the Cosma Visions Oracle. So here's the back of the cards. And I'm just going to go ahead and flip through. Like I said, let's go ahead and just flip through the 10 of them. And in the future, for those other top 10, I think I might try that. So instead of the major arcana, there's other kind of related ones, and in the guidebook, it will, or at least in the big guidebook, it gives you the associated, you know, what the orbs are associated with in like a typical tarot deck. And the images, if you laid them out, like if you had 2 of birds, 3 of birds, 4 of birds, the images would attach to make a larger image. Oh, perfect example. 4 of birds. 7 of birds. Okay, I was trying to get out of this, but apparently choosing from elsewhere in the deck still gives me birds. 8 of birds. I've lost track of how many cards I've picked. This is madness. 7 of embers. I'll just go ahead and pick one more. And the 2 trees. So those are some cards. Oh, actually, let me pull. So there's those major arcana type cards. There's things that are kind of like the seats. And then there are these like people. Let me see if I can find a good one. Some of them I like, and some kind of creep me out. So I'll just go ahead and show you one that creeps me out. Because it came up, Geomancer. So there's these like creatures or people, and the readings for them are interesting, but some of their images kind of scare me. Anyway, so that is the Cosma Visions, and I really love this deck. This one too I find particularly useful when I've done sort of like a Celtic cross. I find it has been in a useful like Celtic cross, not necessarily thinking of something in particular, but just sort of letting the cards, you know, speak for themselves, so to speak. So that's Cosma Visions. The next one is the Morbid Mirror Oracle by Sony Graves. She also does, I think it's the Happy Halloween tarot. And I love the way she makes skeletons cute. So here's the back of a card. Like these holographic. And each card has, so look, he's got a little skeleton guy riding in a balloon. It takes courage to stand alone. It is okay to live a life others do not understand. So each card has a number. I believe the little, like that little clover at the top. I think there's different meanings with different areas in the deck. But I'd have to go back. It's been a while since I've pulled the card. But I'll just go ahead and pull 10, and maybe if I'm not talking as much, or just talking a little bit. So actually, why don't I just go ahead and pull them off here to the side. So I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we have number 17. Number 50. Number 42. Number 55. This is so cute. Look at the little spider. He's got a little heart. 7. So they're not all smiling skeletons, but there are a lot of smiling skeletons, and I love it. This is great. Number 45. As you can see down at the bottom, she has those, but she also, I'll show it real quick in a second, a nice guidebook. It's another reason why I love her deck, this deck, because kind of like a lot of the others I like, there's a really rich guidebook. Number 12. Number 13. Those sounds you hear in the back, by the way, are just my feet on the floor sliding. Alright. So here's an example with a guidebook. There's advice, questions to think about, picture that goes with the card. Alright, so that's the Morbid Mirror article. In the future, I need to find some way to be able to sit here without some background noises. But for now, this is it. This is what I have. Speaking of skeletons and graves, because I wouldn't want to. Big favorite of mine is the Embroidered Graveyard. Now, I'm greedy, so I have both the black version and the white version. I'm going to show you the black version just because that's the one I typically pull from. Like a lot of the decks I love, it has a glorious skybook. Nice, thick, chunky. She doesn't have pictures, but she does have the number, the description, as well as other information like introspection. And if you do things like, you know, stuff with like ancestors and things like that. So I'm just going to pull out 10 cards, random. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me see something real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I had a tarot deck on over here in my pile to show you guys, and then I realized that's not what I'm doing today, but I still have 10 oracles. Okay. Let's see what we have. So the back of the cards. Just getting settled again. Back of the cards look like this. And she has an oracle deck as well as a tarot deck, and she literally embroidered these images and then made them into a tarot deck. So what you're seeing is not like drawn, it's embroidery that I believe she then photographed. This is number 70. I can never pronounce that season of the year, so I'm not even gonna try. I'm sure a lot of people who watch videos probably know. Number 46, Love and Blood. I would say I consider these cards kind of advanced. actually did a reading the other day, and it was very useful. This is number 52, Companion. And I just sort of did my own spread until I felt a narrative rising through. This is They, Them, number 55. I have number 41, The Pathfinder. Looks like it might be the Fates. Number 36, The Temptress. So it's like maybe a siren or a mermaid. Number 12, Ether. Number 58, Brother. And there's way more to a lot of these decks. You know, the things that creators make, like how they intend or suggest using their decks. So I'm not doing them justice. I'm really just showing you the decks I like and hoping you might like them too. So it's number 66. I think it's pronounced Embroidered. Also another season of the year. And I'm terrible at pronunciation. And then here's the last one. I like this. Grandma. Number 63. Neither of my grandmothers are living anymore, but I was very close to them. So I like that. That's the last one. So that's the Embroidered Graveyard. I actually usually keep this with me in my purse, so I'm going to set it off to the side so it goes back there. Okay, another one. I have two more. So another one that if you watch my videos on a regular basis, you've probably seen pop up before. In fact, in the last long video I made, it was in there, which is the Endless Oracle, which is one of my top favorites. I have it and its expansion. He has other decks, and he's also creating, I think, a tarot that's like this one. In terms, it's like the companion. So let me go ahead and pull 10 cards from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Kind of like the Cosma Visions deck, but not quite the same. These cards can be next to each other. Cosma Visions, they go in a specific order. These are very interesting because they don't. Like, they can all kind of connect because of the way he sets the cards up on the side. So here's the backs. So I'll kind of show you. So here's the Fallen Hero. And this next one is the Mountain. He also has, but see, you can kind of put them in the dark. They don't always quite line up, but it's close enough that it kind of makes the reading more seamless. He has a guidebook, not in the actual box, but like a companion book, and his are also his companion books are always very rich in detail, as well as his creative process, which I like. The Pair, the Mystic, I really like the color palette, the Tree, the Weavers, the Revelry, each of these cards, he describes what's in the sky. Like, it's not an accident what he has in the sky. And the Herald. So those are 10 cards from the Endless Oracle. And last but not least, neither my most favorite nor my least favorite, is the Ecology Oracle. It's another Kickstarter from, I think, a year and a half ago or something. It's a smaller box. I've also taken it on hikes and pulled a card because of its size. It's easy, to take, and it's very lightweight. And even though it's small, it still has a guidebook, and it's actually very, very rich descriptions. Here's the back of the cards. And let me just go ahead and pull 10 and we'll get started. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost dropped it all, and 10. Alright, so we have Ecotone, and I believe the creator's an actual park ranger. I'm almost positive she works in a national park. Anyway, if you go to our website, you'll find out. Erosion. You might recognize some of these images from actual places. Emergence. Camouflage. Succession. Senses. Nutrients. Desert. Magma. And a river. I actually pulled this at a river, which, whatever, I don't know if that means anything, but it was one of those that was just meaningful at the time. Was that, I'm not going to say because it'll give away where I live, but anyway, I was at a river. So that is the Ecology Oracle. I love all 10 of these decks. There are many other Oracle decks I have and love, but these particular 10 call out to me. As you can tell, a lot of them are actually kind of either nature or death-based kind of themes. And yeah, so that's just some. In the future, maybe I'll make other ones. Maybe my least favorite. I don't think I'll do that. I don't like thinking that way. But I do want to do one for my indie tarot decks, and then probably a joint tarot oracle mass market decks. Not because mass market decks are bad, but I don't think I have enough of both oracle and tarot because I have so many indie decks instead of mass market. Anyway, so I hope maybe some of these you're interested in and might resonate with you. These are the ones I've picked for today. And like always, I hope you got something out of this today, and I hope to see you again soon.